Julie Blixen. I am the assistant principal at Urbana High School for student engagement. I have 3 teenage sons who are 15, 17, and 19. They are 2/3 of them are driving. So this having project ignition here at Urbana High School is very important to me because the students here are the same age as my students, and knowing just the dangers that can happen behind the wheel and why it is so important for high schoolers to be safe when they're behind the wheel. I've experienced that firsthand with my own personal children. So I'm really excited that Urbana has Project Ignition to spread the word about vehicle safety, not texting and driving, wearing your seatbelt, making sure you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing while you're driving, paying attention to the road. I just am really glad that we have this program here and wish that they had it at more schools.
Can you expand further on the personal story you've had in relations to the dangers of driving?
Absolutely. Just over a year ago, on February 15th, 2020, I was getting up to go visit my dad in the hospital, and I got a call from the Champaign County Sheriff. My son, he was 18 at the time. He had stayed up all night playing video games and was driving tired. As we know, that is one of the things you are not supposed to do. So on February 15th, 2020, my 18-year-old son was driving tired. He had stayed up all night and decided to go to the gas station to get a Polar Pop. He was driving north on Staley Road and crossed over the center line as he fell asleep behind the wheel and drove underneath the back 2 wheels of a tanker truck that was headed to fill up with gas at the corner of Staley and Springfield. The tanker truck was empty, and the first responders that got to him said that that is the only reason why my son is still alive. The truck, the small SUV that I had, went under the back 2 wheels. It ripped the engine out and knocked the car into the ditch. The entire driver's side was crashed in. My son had his seatbelt on, and that's what saved his life. He ended up with a really nasty concussion, 3 staples in his head, and a broken finger, and that was all. And when you see the damage caused by the accident, you'll be surprised that that's the only thing that happened. But I credit him wearing his seatbelt to saving his life.
I'm so sorry for what happened, and I'm so grateful that your son is doing okay. If I could elaborate, what was your first reaction to getting that phone call?
My heart dropped, and I just thought he had to be very seriously injured. Driving to the hospital, I passed a police officer on the way. I don't know how I didn't get pulled over because I was kind of, that's another thing you shouldn't do is drive when you're upset. I should have called someone to drive me to the hospital. But at that moment, all I was thinking was I need to get to see my son and make sure that he is, yes, still alive. And, they assured me he was, but until I saw it for myself.
Yeah, and knowing that, driving accidents is the #1 killer of teens, how does that sort of, put into perspective or prioritize the need for more, safe driving habits?
I think it's really important, especially as the mom of 3 teenage boys, and even such things as driving with the music too loud, that can become a distraction, or with your friends in the car, they can become a distraction. Just anytime my boys take the car out, I worry, and I probably will always worry. I think my mom probably still worries about me, but even though I'm in my 40s. So I just think it's really important, and have really tried to show them and be a model for them of what good driving is: staying off your phone, keeping the music at an acceptable level, not trying to do other things while you're driving, like eat or put your makeup on, or obviously not obviously, but my boys don't put makeup on. But things like that can distract your driving.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for, getting it out there in hopes to encourage more safe driving habits, and we really appreciate your time.
And we plan to present him with a Saved by the Bell Club award for doing the right thing.
Great, thank you.